started it a little premature.
Tyler's downfall's been my windfall.
Uh-huh. We're already in. Welcome to Unscripted, where I started the thing a little too early. Please don't yell at me. Even though nobody's listening. Eventually one day, we're going to have like actual people on live. One day. Might be years down the road, but one day we will. For your studio? Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, that's at the end of the month. Here next Thursday, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, yeah, I need to test. Okay, this is one. We'll have to get a good photo before that, because I gotta get the post done for that. Oh, you broke it! You just pop it in. I didn't tighten it. Hey, Jamie, will you pause the music, please? Maybe. But we'll start. So, I'm Tasha with Chevy Girl Advertising and Booking. Messing with the mic. Apologize for that. And welcome to Unscripted Podcast. I've got Connie with me. We're going to do Patio Talk. Well, stage talk, I guess. We're on stage right now. But since we're talking about patio, and we were just talking about live events, because we just got done with Portercella out at the Porter Sculpture Park. That was actually a lot of fun. Yeah, but it's just us. I think it's because of the thingy. I realized I didn't have. Oh, yeah, no, I think it was because I didn't have the monitors on, but I can turn this up a little bit. So, why don't you talk about Portercella while I go turn our mics up?
And we had food trucks, and it was a great time. I truly enjoyed it. The music was amazing. Oliver, we make great pizza, so you can make the pizza great. Oliver, so it was a good time, and I can't wait to go back next year. Hopefully for a full set.
Yeah, yeah, you had a smaller set, but it was still a nice fill-in for it. Yeah, because Highway 18 was out there. They did a great job. I loved the fiddle and the bass was phenomenal. And then we had the banjo that came on, was on. And Nick came out. He played his bass guitar out there. That was great. And then we had you, and then we had Matt Flocker. Sorry, I apologize for that. And he's got Montrose Music Festival happening this weekend out in Montrose. So Montrose got two different events sponsor and support that community really well.
It's actually a really nice community. I played there about 2.5 years ago. But I think they were wanting a little bit more country, and we had a little bit more rock and roll.
I think it was a nice spice up, though. It wasn't like a hardcore rock and roll.
No,
I think it was a very...
It was more
like I said, classic.
Country, but more acoustic country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will have to say I did get feedback from Doug. The 70 GTX.
Ooh.
He goes, when you do your one thing, when you get really into it, you do this like one sound, and he's like, I really like when she does that. Yeah. So, great feedback on that. Continue to grow. It was so funny. Every time you did that, he's like, I like when she does it. So it was very entertaining. But I did love the show, and like, I love the sculptures because they're not normal.
No.
To say the least.
They're A/B normal.
Yes.
But that's what made it kind of cool. It wasn't like wasn't like we had $1 million budget to do this stuff.
Mm-mm.
They just found things and were creative.
Yeah, like I love the bullhead. When you walked into the bullhead, it was funny because one of the signs said "Watch out" or "Don't disturb the bats" or "Watch out for the bats" or whatever. And I'm like, oh my god, there's real bats. And then I walked into the head and I'm like, those are not real bats, and that's not a real snake. I'm terrified of snakes, so if that would have been a real snake, I would have fucking ran screaming. But I will say, if you ever, what interstate is that? What highway is that?
I lost my train of thought.
Because it's all the way out, takes you out to Rapids.
90.
So if
into the Montrose exit.
Yeah. So if you ever are in the South Dakota area and you're in the Sioux Falls area heading to Rapid or heading west to wherever your destination is, I highly recommend stopping out at Porter Sculpture Park.
Absolutely.
Like it's very unique. Like it's not something you're going to see anywhere else. Like it's like going to Wall Drug. If you're going to stop at Wall Drug, you might as well stop there.
And it's a winding gravel road. So
yeah. Yeah. I learned that out real hard with the trailer because I came out Friday and had never been out there. And of course I'm not an experienced, trailer hauler. So I got my truck and I'm like, whoa, I'm like, that's a turn. I was like, okay, I should probably slow down just a little bit. It was very interesting, but it is. And all of a sudden comes out of nowhere, but it is. It's very, and they use, like there was railroad ties or something, railroad parts that they were using for the horse and the bullhead. Like it's very unique.
It was a lot of natural things.
Yep.
And that was cool. You can see the homestead from the highway.
Yes.
But I don't travel west on 90 very often, so it was a really new experience to actually go up and see it.
Yes.
So that was really awesome.
It really was. Yes. Yeah, I hope they do it again next year. And I hope we can get more vendors out there and a coffee truck next time. Cause,
well, I'll tell you what, those food vendors were amazing.
Yeah, Breaking Burrito was who I had, and they were delish.
That's who I had.
Yeah.
Walking tacos.
Yeah. Well, I had the burrito bowl. It was so good. Minus the beans.
Well, you know what? Shout out to all the food trucks that handle this whole town.
Yeah.
All the time.
They're busy.
They're good.
Yes.
They have great food.
They really do. Yeah. Yeah.
Just get that really party home style. It's not like getting it out of the restaurant. Cooking it right there.
Correct. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, because we had Let Me Be Frank here for our car show last week, and that was good. Like I got a mac and cheese hot dog, which had Cheetos and stuff all over it, and I was like, oh my lord! I'm like, if I would have read it, I would have had the Cheetos, but it's fine. It was still good though. Like I would have never tried it anywhere else. Like I wouldn't have gone to like Craven and been like, hey, I want a hot dog.
Right.
So it's one of those things that like we tend to try things differently when we're out at trying different events and everything like that. So
I have a friend who comes to town very rarely, but when he does, he'll call me up and he'll say, hey, you want to try a new place for dinner? I'll be like, cool. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it's like I've tried things that I never would have tried before.
Yep.
Just escargot, the fish eggs on top of caviar on top of deviled eggs. It was fabulous.
Really?
I know. You would never think that. Wow. It was like $17 for 3 eggs. Cut in half.
Oh my lord!
But it was delicious, and that was down at the hotel on Phillips.
Oh, the Treasury?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was really good.
When my sister was alive, we would, it was our mission to go to places that we had dates or relationships and gone up to those restaurants. And we'd go on sister dates to those restaurants and to like delete that memory because we would have a better time. And the Treasury was one of them. And yeah, it's one of my favorite ones.
Yeah, I love that place. It's really cool.
It is. I love the atmosphere. It's very like,
it's classy and yet not suit and tie kind of thing.
Yeah.
Just, use manners.
Correct. Yeah, 100%. Don't be loud. It's obnoxious there.
Yes.
But no, it is. I love the Treasury. They do a great job there. Hi, Hello is probably my favorite bar downtown to go to.
I've never been in there.
Oh, we'll have to go.
Okay.
Just for some fact, it's like a tiki bar. So it's definitely your vibe.
Cool.
And But they do. I remember the one time they did. It was like a strip club or they had dancers that were dressed in leather, and it was almost like a strip club thing. But then they did a Western party where everything was Western. So they do like these very unique themes that you kind of like, you go and expect, like you have your own vision of it, and then you go in and you're like, yep, not what I thought.
Well, and a lot of times those are those things that really open your eyes to other things that you would have never crossed the line to see, try, go to.
Yeah, kind of like Club David. Like everyone's like, that's a gay bar, but I mean,
I've never been. I've never been to any of these things, and mostly it's because I am married to a gentleman who likes to be home all the time. He's not a drinker. He doesn't like loud music, which makes it so weird that we're so compatible. Yin and yang, big time.
100%, yeah. Especially since you're a singer, like that's not a quiet part of your life.
Right, and he's a week on and a week off, so I mean it's like I can be really loud one week and I have to be super quiet the next.
Oh gosh.
And answer the stupid phones. Oh, we got a house phone. In case there's ever an emergency and all the cell towers go down.
Oh gosh.
Although the only other person I know with a home phone is my mom.
I used to when I lived in Omaha, so like 4 years ago I used to have a landline. Because I don't want the kids to have a cell phone.
Yeah, we still have it just in case. But it's like I told them, I said, who are we going to call?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, there's not that many people with home phones.
Definitely not. No.
Yeah. I know sometimes they get the phone number messed up and they try to fax something to you.
Oh God. I love that at work because we have a landline at work, and everyone's like, "Oh, we'll just text you a picture." I'm like, this is a landline. Do not text it. I will not receive it. Just email it. I don't know how to do that.
Let me
Let me just send you my cell. That's fine.
Well, you're a fixer. You are. You're a planner, a fixer. You're organized. I don't know how you do it. I don't know. This journey that you're on, I'm so glad to be part of it.
Yeah.
But I'm so proud of you because you've come such a long way in a year.
Yeah, it's crazy that like CG is having like, I don't know many people or businesses that could say their first year off of that they could have as much progress, and that's not to gloat because it's not.
Oh no, but that's the you're reaping the rewards of hard work.
Yeah,
and you're still going to have hard work, but you're creating a movement.
Yes.
In yourself.
Yeah, I know. I was just talking to a friend today, and I do a lot of reflection. Not many people know how often I probably reflect, which is a lot. Because I never want to be prideful. I never want to be big-headed or self-centered or anything like that. So I try to always keep being modest. And so like it was a reflection when Randy had said, hey, he sent out a thing that it had been a year that I launched just the logo and the name.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy crap, it has been almost a year that like I've been really grinding it out with this, and then like to see the progress in the community that we're building. Like I had a mission, and it was to create a bridge for everybody and to create this community that we so much need in the Sioux Falls area.
I agree. We just need to get those musicians to cross the bridge and come over a little bit.
And I think we're making that progress. I think we're slowly getting there. And
your Tuesday lineup is going to work a lot better because we're all working Thursday nights.
Yeah,
100%. Coming up next Thursday.
Yeah, Barrel House. Yeah, in Sioux Falls. But yeah, it is mind blowing. Like I would have never imagined in a million years where Chevy Girl would be. Like originally it was just the thing on the back of my truck that I represent what Chevy is, and I mean I both tie fry all the way no matter what, and like to have it now become the foundation of what my business is and my mission and my vision, and to just I live it every day.
You do. And you're taking on a wide range of clientele.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we just actually took another one on last week.
Nice.
Yeah. And that one will be definitely add to the mix of it all because it's going to be a little mix of Latina in it and everything. But I mean, that's kind of what I want to base the foundation of is that we're not specific in one genre.
Right.
We're not biased on one thing. We're very inclusive to it all.
Well, and the other thing that goes with that is if you get a call from Joe Blow and he says, well, I need country or I need rock or I need,
or if we need it all, I'd be like, yep, we got it.
Temporary.
Yeah. And it's not even our own clients though. Like if I get a phone call from Waddy's and Waddy's is like, hey, I need this, and none of my clients are available, but I know a very a musician that fits it, that's not a client, I still recommend them. Like, sure, this is not to be a greedy business. Like, right. I mean, yes, I should be, but I'm not. That's not how I designed it.
Well, your first priority, well, we're a priority, but not as much as it is finding the business for us.
Correct.
And so you've got business relationships that you've got to build along the way, and then we just kind of follow along behind.
Yeah. And I think, that foundation and the networking, like I actually just, I hope to fall in line with this female group that just launched. It's a dinner group for females who are all entrepreneurs and everything, and to be able to help be a part of that piece and to be able to just uplift. Like it's not, I don't want to stop with musicians. Like that's our foundation, and I love music, so that's where the passion falls in line.
Yeah, but you're able to branch. If you have a week where you don't have a songwriter, and by the way, I'll mention to everybody, I've probably been on this show 9 or 10 times.
Yes.
And I'm sorry that I do that, but you need to show up down here.
Yeah. We'll get them.
To me.
Yes. But no, next week we at least have a jam session. So, we got great feedback from Janice on renaming it. So I renamed it jam session. So hopefully we'll get some people pulled in for that and we can spread the word for songwriters. I do have actually James Allen scheduled in August.
Nice.
So I'm excited to get him in here.
He's volunteers, right?
Yes. Okay. Yeah, he's going to be out here. We've known each other, it feels like forever. Go back to the On the Rocks days. He's a musician, and we have some close-knit friends. We've had a friend pass away who made songs for them. We've had Scotty and Casey Wilson pass away, so those were some of those people that, like, he had a bigger connection with Casey Wilson. I just happened to know him through, booking him out on the Rocks and just having a connection going out to the Merc. And if you ever are in Flanders, South Dakota, the Merc is definitely a place to go. Their pizza's to die for. You'll have it and never want to go back.
Where is it?
Flanders, South Dakota.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah. It's delicious.
Yeah. Sounds good.
It is. I don't know what they use for sauce, but I've never had such light pizza sauce.
Really?
Yeah, like it's not heavy and it's not thick.
It's not so.
I did not get acid reflux afterwards. That's why I say if you ever want,
they did a good job.
Oh yeah, and their crust, it's actually like you can see that they hand rolled it.
Oh, nice.
Like it's almost like a croissant looking kind of crust, and it's not crust not croissant, but
I get what you're saying.
So good. We took Mom out there for her birthday in May. Mm-hmm. She even raved about the pizza. She was like, "This is," I'm like, "Yeah, well, just for pizza."
Cool.
Yeah,
that's very cool.
Yeah, if you're ever out there. But no. But so James will be on for that in the beginning of August.
So I'll get to meet him then.
And you've never met James?
I've never met James. Oh, wow. Hey, I keep hanging around as many musicians as I can and go to meetings and I go to, wherever they're.
Yeah. Well, I didn't realize you had such a musical family. Nick told me at Portercella how musically inclined your family has been.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't even know that. He said this and I was like, what?
On my mother's side. Not on my dad's.
Okay.
On my mother's side, have I told you the story of how we got here?
No.
This is my favorite story in the world. In fact, I'm going to get a tattoo. Oh. I'm going to get a tattoo of bagpipes. Okay. This is that story. So my great-grandfather was a potato farmer in Scotland. And so they raised enough money for him to come to America. He already had a sponsor, which you had to have. You had to take all the classes and everything else. And he got here, and after about a 3-month trip, everybody was so emaciated. You know, you didn't eat very well, you didn't see the sun.
Yeah.
And so he was the last one before the doctors took off for lunch. And the doctor took one look at him and he said, "Sir, I'm afraid I'm going to have to send you back. I think you've got TB."
Oh, no.
And my grandfather was so upset. And he was walking up and down Ellis Island, blowing his bagpipes, getting rid of the steam he felt because all of that money lost, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the doctor comes back from lunch and sees him out there and stops, put his arms around him and says, "Welcome to America. You don't have TB."
Oh,
And that's the story of how we got here. And it was because of those bagpipes. So as a kid, I think I was probably 7 or 8, maybe 9. They bought a kind of a harpsichord kind of thing for my sister, so she was at least feeling like she was part of it. And my grandmother would play her fiddle, and my great-grandfather would play his chanters, which were the practice things for bagpipes.
Oh, okay.
And then I'd play guitar, and so we would sit in the living room and do that quite a bit while I was growing up.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I lost her early, and I think going to play for her before she passed was probably the hardest. It felt like the worst day of my life, but I had to keep it together because she wanted that. But I saw a 60-pound drop in weight all of a sudden. You know, when you're teenagers, you don't want to keep driving down to Pasadena, and you're missing all the fair, everything else that's going on. And I stayed away because it was hard watching. But music was what bound us, and I took grandmother's violin and I had it fixed. And it's in a really good case. And, you know, these are things of my past, and I relish them so dearly.
Yeah, I can definitely relate to my grandma. She would be 55 in her early mid-50s when she passed away, but she had been in and out of the hospital so much that, like, my cousin and I, we were always stuck at home. And we were never allowed to go up to the hospital. We always had to babysit all of our siblings. Well, I guess I had one sibling. The rest were my dad's girlfriend's kids or whatever. Finally, him and my cousin and I, we got bored of being at home, so we piled everybody into my 88 GMC Jetty, which had no power steering. Oh, no. And we went to Avera, like my grandma was always at Avera. So we drove all the way over, and I don't know, I must have missed a turn, or I thought I missed something or something. So there's that first, it used to be a bank right on that corner of, has to be 26 and Cliff.
Okay.
I turned into there and I hit the cement post. Because I had no power steering. Like, I was cranking though. I was trying, and I'm like 16 at this time. I'm like cranking the crap out of it, and yeah. So like popped it, and like all that dented was the bumper. Like, that's how great those were made back in the day. And all that messed up was my alignment, because my steering wheel was no longer like horizontal, it was vertical, which is fine. I was like, that's miles, I don't care.
I love it.
We finally get to the hospital. Dan was my dad's girlfriend. And I was like, I don't care. Both my cousin and I looked at her and were like, we're blood, you're not. Like, fuck off. So we went in, and I remember my grandma looked at me, and I will never forget, she looked at me and she goes, how was Tasha's wedding? And I was like, great, Grandma, fabulous, amazing. I was 16, I don't know why she thought I was getting married, but clearly
How
she
was
was.
your wedding as though she missed it?
No, we won't talk about marriage. In home.
Oh, yeah, we both made that first mistake.
Yeah, I will say, if I ever get to that stage of life that I get married, it will be the full actual dress and ceremony. I am not doing the justice of peace, not getting married at home, not having subs as my catering or chicken, and I won't be 3 months pregnant, and I won't be wearing a dead dress that was $40. No, all the things when you're 19 and think that you need to. Yeah, there are some things I won't adjust if I ever get to that stage in life. I don't foresee that happening now, right now.
You know, my first wedding, my parents were getting ready to move, and I decided to get married rather than move with them. And so they had to plan a wedding, plan a move, and here were these dresses, and we didn't have much money.
Yeah.
And here, Dad hadn't been working in a couple months, so you know, this job was big. Anyway, so Mom made all of our dresses, and I had 3 maid of honor and 3 girls. And she made every one of our dresses.
Oh gosh.
And it was made out of polyester. And I went to my old church that I used to go to as a kid.
Yeah.
The friggin' AC went out that day. So like, I spent all that money on getting my hair done, and it was just like, you know, just hanging. It was so hot. I thought all the stuff was going to fall off of the cake there for a while.
A melted cake.
Yeah. Hey, I've delivered a few of those. I used to do wedding cakes for a living.
Yeah, the meaning of marriage has definitely lost its peace in it.
You know, I have pros and cons about it. I can't stand my first husband. I don't like him as a person.
No comment.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think that's the way.
In case he ever listens, no comment.
I just think that that's kind of the way most people are. I tried to be the nice one, and it's like, you know what? I've already got a girlfriend with, you know, what are you bugging me for? And so the good and the bad. I was married to him for 22 years, 1 week short of 22 years, and but I stayed because of the sanctity of marriage, and that was how I was raised.
Yep.
Even though my mother was on her second marriage when my dad adopted me.
Yeah.
But you know, that was just a different time. But I wouldn't have had my daughter, and even though she's gone, I would still never want to leave those memories behind.
Agreed. I will say that, like, that's one thing, like, I try not to ever regret anything in life.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I generally try not to, because it's always either a lesson learned.
Right.
You gain something that you would have never had prior. Like, I have 3 children's fathers, like, and I love, my first one I had when I was in high school, so she was 7, I was 17 when I had her. She was 10 weeks early. Aiden, I was 3 months pregnant when Josh and I got married. So we were married when he was born. Stanley and Aiden, or Stanley and Nevaeh were with my last previous marriage or relationship, which we were together 7 years. Like we were together basically a marriage, and we had common law marriage at that point.
Oh yeah, you did.
But I would have never changed any of that because I would have changed who my kids were. Like I love my kids, and they all bring something completely different to the table.
And there was a reason that you were attracted to the dads, whether they stayed that way or it didn't. I mean, that's well, I think the biggest thing. This is something a life lesson that I try to tell, especially younger people. You marry for love, not for the idea of love. And so a lot of people get married thinking that they're going to change the spouse because there's, I don't like the way he chews with his mouth open, or, you know.
They get married for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah, or, you know, they truly love the person, but there are going to be some pitfalls and they think they're going to change and they're not. And in fact, the older you get, now Chris and I have been married 23 years as of June, and we've been together since 1997, so a few years.
Yeah.
So, because we're so bloody opposite, you know, we've just learned to adapt through the years. We both knew we were totally different for each other, but the feelings were there. He has been the best husband, the best spouse, the best man.
Yeah.
Everything a woman would ever want in a man. So I'm very fortunate.
How did he handle, because obviously a trauma from the previous marriage, how did he handle, and then handle is probably the wrong word, so don't hold on
how
to
did
that.
He kind of deal
maneuver
with it?
and, you know, adjust or adapt?
I think it wasn't so much about that. It was that when my daughter's dad and I split, she decided that the grass might be greener on the other side. Mm-hmm. So she took off to go move in with the rich girlfriend, And Dad promised her all kinds of things, the usual, and then don't come through.
Yeah.
So within a few months she was back, but that was my misery. It wasn't so much although I have to admit I kind of hated his ass because he came over to sign the marital settlement agreement and brought his girlfriend. That was tacky. That was so tacky.
Yeah.
Anyway, I've been out all day doing the pool and yard work, and my mother was in cleaning the house because I didn't want him to come and think that I needed him.
Yeah.
Because I didn't.
Yeah.
And I didn't for a lot of years, but there came a time when I came up with a 2-year plan.
Yeah.
And I knew that I wasn't happy, and I knew that I needed to find something different. So I said, within 2 years, here's what you need to do, and here's what I'm going to do. And 1 week short of that, he caused a fight that split us. So that way he was able to say that he left. And that's okay, but I divorced him.
Yeah, I'd say my divorce took 4 years.
That's a long time.
Yeah, it was a lot learned in that whole 4 years, a lot. And I'm sure he learned a lot too. I hope so. Self-growth definitely was something. And I will say my younger kids' dad, phenomenal during that time frame because I'm sure it was not a delight half the time.
Right.
But I will say, he allowed that space for me to find who I was. Because during my marriage, I had lost who I was. I was super young. I was 19 when we got married. I was already pregnant with my second kid. So it was one of those things that, I don't think I knew who I was. And then we got married. And then, I morphed into what he needed me to be, not who I truly was.
Sure.
And I think that was where our pitfalls were, was that, one, I was so young and he was so much older. He was 10 years older than me, 9 or 10 years older. So there was definitely that age gap. And
sure. And that's kind of a hard one. You had to mature real fast.
Yeah. Yeah, having a second kid.
And hopefully you're hoping that he's mature enough, having been 10 years older. Is he mature enough? That's a big no. Okay. I'm just taking that as just, I'm guessing.
I can't say that. I will say he obviously had his strengths and those the strengths that I was leaning on.
Sure.
And that was probably my downfall is that piece is leaning and needing that when I was so young. I know it put a huge strain on my relationship with my father. I didn't talk to my dad for a couple of years until I left. And I called my dad. I'm like, Dad.
I know. They're always there.
Huge kudos to my dad. He's always there. Through thick and thin. Even if we're fighting or whatever. I know in a heartbeat I could call him and he'd be there and that's lickety split. I remember one time I was super drunk.
The drunk story.
But it was right after I had it was right after Nevaeh, my very last one. I think it was 3 months after having her. Mm-hmm. Shelton was in town.
Oh.
I had been more than that because Nevaeh was born in February. Blake Shelton was there for Jamie's birthday, so it would have been September. So it had been about 6 months. So I hadn't drank obviously because I was breastfeeding and everything.
Sure.
So it was Jamie ended up with strep. So he couldn't go to Blake Shelton, so I took his sister.
Oh, trouble with a capital T.
Oh my gosh. I didn't eat but a salad. And then we were drinking Mike's Hard Lemonade, and then they ran out of that, so then she got a Jack and Coke.
Oh no! From one extreme to the next.
We were both so drunk. I remember laying in somebody's yard next to my rendezvous at that time, and I'm on the phone with my dad, and my dad's like, "Where are you?" I'm like, "Near a stop sign." He loves telling this story. And he's like, "Yeah, you know how many stop signs are in Sioux Falls?" And I'm like, "I'm not from your center." And I was like, "There's an apartment building." And he's like, "Again, Tasha, do you know how many apartment buildings and stop signs there are near the Denny?" And I was like, "Hold on." And then on my watch, trying to send him my location. Luckily, I'm a smart drunk. I sent him my actual physical location through my watch, and he was like, "Hey, at least I found you. But Darcy's here. Throw it up." And I was
no.
I'm like, "Dad."
So you got what is that? Baptized by fire there.
Something, I don't know. But yeah,
I was like, party's on.
yeah, I have only been, I think, drunk like twice after that out of my whole life. Like, that was never again. That was brutal.
Way, way, way back when. I mean,
Oh, and P.S. Blake Shelton was amazing, and Ray Lynn. What was his opener? If you've never listened to Ray Lynn, go listen to Ray Lynn. Phenomenal. Not many people are country people, but Ray Lynn, hands down, love her. Like, Queens don't, and Apple, freaking phenomenal. The girl always hits home with some of her songs.
Nice.
Yeah. So I highly recommend her.
And
I would have never heard her if I didn't go to Blake.
Right. I get a lot of reference material from disc makers because I'm doing all the research now to buy the albums.
Oh, yeah.
And so some of the research that I learned today is on a 12-inch pack, as they call them. They were talking about how they make the grooves and how the flats, or the bass lines and all this kind of stuff. Yeah. And it's circling in my head, and it's like you can only have 20 minutes per side.
Oh, yeah.
So you can squeeze 22, but you don't really want to do that.
Yeah.
And my songs usually are like 3:50 to 6 minutes. Yep. And that's not going to put as many songs on there. So I thought what I would do for the album, I thought I would put new stuff and old stuff on it. Oh, yeah. And just sell it as a cumulative thing, just under my name. And then have CDs made of all the separate ones. So what do you think of that?
I think it's a game plan. I like it. But I mean, maybe we should pitch it out to listeners. Or send it out on Facebook.
Are we there? Yes, sending it out on Facebook.
I could do polls on Facebook.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
See, you're the smart one.
No.
I think my ear just popped. I just heard me.
Yay!
I was back.
That brief moment
I
of
knew
relief.
something wasn't right. And you know what, I gotta be honest. When you've been with a practitioner, I've been with her for 22 and a half years.
Yeah.
And she is closing the doors on September 5th. Oh. Both doctors are retiring. And when I got that letter, I just busted out crying. And today, when I went in to have her check my ear, it was all I could do to keep it together. So I made an appointment for September 2nd. She leaves on the 5th to get shots in my shoulders because she's been doing that for 22 and a half years. That's how I met her.
Yeah, I'd say that's how it was. I had the same doctor. Like, so I'm not a big Sanford person, just because my grandma passed away at Sanford, and like there's just been some. Even when I had my molar pregnancy, Sanford left me at the maternity ward with new babies after I just lost the baby. Oh. So like Sanford's just not on my like happy list.
Right.
But I had the best Sanford doctor. So back in the day, Sanford doctors could go to Avera and deliver. So I could go to the Avera hospital and have my Sanford doctor deliver. So it was great, like phenomenal, like loved him. He knew me inside and out. Like I'd known him since high school. Like he'd just known my whole history. Well then Avera and Sanford must have had a big old fight and now divided their lives, and Sanford could no longer go to Avera and Avera could no longer go to Sanford. So then I had to find an Avera doctor, and then I had an OBGYN that I told her my whole life history, and I was like, dude, like I'm gonna have a really shitty pregnancy, like I already know by like second trimester I'm gonna be having issues. And she's like, no, you've had the same dad, so you'll be fine. Just take a baby aspirin. And I was like, yeah, no, that's not gonna happen. But I'm like, okay, I'll take your word. Again, took my baby aspirin, did the normal stuff, monitored made sure I wasn't taking too much sodium in because I swell up like a blimp. I'm like an ugly pregnant person. Ugly. Like there's no pictures that exist of me pregnant. I understand. Like, except for one. That was Italian because I lost weight because I was throwing up so much. Yeah. But by second trimester, I was having to go in to get an SS done because they were monitoring the baby. My blood pressure was through the roof again, and she's like, "Are you taking the baby aspirin?" I'm like, regularly every day, taking ginger ale at night because I can't keep nothing up or nothing down. Like, I don't know what you want from me.
Wow.
And she's like, I don't think you're taking your baby aspirin. Lady, take it regularly because trust me, I don't like feeling miserable. And by the end of it, she was like, all right, we're going to have a C-section. Freaking great. Can you tie my tubes?
Right.
And she's like, yes. And I'm like, freaking thank you. Because I'm like, I'm not doing another, like I wanted to after my second kid.
Mm-hmm.
And because I was 19, I couldn't. They were like, what if your husband dies? I'm like, okay. Doesn't mean I want another kid.
Right.
I mean, granted, I am grateful that I didn't tie my tubes because I wouldn't have my last two kids and I went to experience a lower pregnancy. I wouldn't be able to have those life experiences to help others.
Mm-hmm.
But it was still the fact that I'm like, really? Like, so, not a bad. When you have a doctor you really like, I get it. I understand it.
It's going to be tragedy for me because I'm such a medical malady.
Yeah.
And like today I had her redo my pain pills. I get 30 pain pills. They last me over a year.
Yeah.
Because I know better.
Yeah.
And they're for emergencies. But if I'd started off with a new doctor and asked her to please redo those, she would have said, I don't think so. What the hell are you? You know, you're going to be a seeker.
Yeah.
You know, and they do that. But I see why.
I would say that's unfortunately the world we're in nowadays.
Well, everybody else ruins it.
Yeah.
For everyone
just
else.
takes some bad apples that cause that.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Going back to our functions.
Yeah.
So next Tuesday will be our roundtable.
Yes.
All right. I am inviting all of my musician friends to come in here.
Yeah.
Bring your guitars.
Yep.
We'll set up chairs.
Maybe set up.
Yeah, we'll set up a couple more microphones.
Yes.
And let's just do a fun roundtable. So
or
I'll be
jam
challenging
session.
all
Remember,
of you.
roundtable is confusing. Jam session.
Yeah, jam
We're jamming
session.
it up.
Yeah. It's not a round table. It's a jam session.
Even though we might have a table around with us around, it's fine. Maybe we'll sit in a circle, cross-legged. We'll do crisscross applesauce.
We're gonna have to make sure we've got some incense burning and all that good stuff.
I got some.
I have dragon
white
flag.
sage. Oh, I do that, and I have white sage, and I have that PATCH.
Oh, patchouli.
Yeah, I have that. I have a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah.
I have lots of oils. My husband bought me this. You know, I love dragons.
Mm-hmm.
And he bought me this fabulous dragon. And if you hook it up right, the steam comes out of his mouth.
Oh, yeah.
When I hook it up wrong, it comes out of everything. But
He's just a puff dragon at that point.
Absolutely. But you know, one of the things, I love pink grapefruit and stuff like that because I was born and raised in Cali. Yeah. And my last job there was running a citrus nursery. So
same
it's all of that.
Everything that I seem to get seems to be blood orange flavoring. I love it.
Blood orange is good. Yeah. You know, we had some amazing things called pomelos, ora blancos, melagos. I know, but they are like a hybrid grapefruit. You know, grapefruit's very acidic.
Oh, yeah.
These were like a cross between a navel, orange, nice sweet navel, and a grapefruit. And it was amazing. And we would just go, these fruits were like,
you know, nobody can see what you're doing.
Yeah, I know. I'm sitting here looking at this, trying to think, okay, like an 8-inch disc.
I'm like, nobody can see you. We're not doing a video.
Okay, that's my age.
Oh, so I haven't tried a pea pineapple yet.
Mm-mm.
Oh, they're out in the stores, and I've been very hesitant on trying it.
Ah, interesting.
I like pineapple.
I love pineapple.
Yeah.
I love pineapple and I love grapefruit.
I cannot get back on the grapefruit train. I like them as a gummy bear.
There you go.
But ever since, you know, I hit past 30, like my acid reflux is horrible. Like I had a pineapple martini, fucking delicious, so good, through Firebirds. I had 2 or 3 of them, freaking regretted it the rest of the night. It was such bad acid reflux. I was like,
I remember we used to have pineapple juice, and when the rum guy came out with the, what is that name of that rum?
Malibu.
Malibu, yes.
Yeah, it's coconut.
So we'd have that with grapefruit juice on occasion if we ran out of pineapple juice.
Yeah.
It was totally a different drink, but by the time we ran out of pineapple juice, it didn't matter.
Yeah. Pretty much. Yeah, it's not my favorite. Definitely not. Ooh, there's people coming.
So I have to thank Jamie tonight. I brought in some peach lemonade, and he made a drink for me out of it. So
yeah, some vodka.
Yeah.
Did you do house vodka or did you do Tito's?
I have no clue.
Oh. You
Probably house vodka.
Tito's is usually the way to go.
I'm usually I like my straight shots of tequila.
Ooh, baby. No.
Ooh, baby, ooh, baby, ooh, baby.
You will not. So funny story. So when I bartended at On the Rocks, I had this lady bring in her homemade tequila. Yeah, pulled it out of her purse. You'd think I would call me a smart person. I don't think I was very smart this day. She was like, try my tequila. And I'm like, I don't like tequila. Like, I really don't. Like a margarita is a struggle to get down because Jose Cuervo is just not my thing. There's not the flavor of tequila. It makes me want to just.
It's great if you stick that wine in your mouth. Then it is.
Well, what's in a margarita? You can't go wrong with a margarita. You think. Anyways. So I was like, I don't like tequila. She was like, oh no, you'll like my tequila. And I was like, oh, okay. So she was like, hold it up. I took a swig of it. The worst tequila. Worse than probably the cheapest tequila you could find. Worse than that. It was horrible. I was like, nope. Nowadays, I try to drink a margarita and I'm like, cannot do it.
Yeah.
Grab me a sangria, I'm fine.
Back in the days when I was playing in Cali, we would have jobs for months, as I told you.
Mm-hmm.
And we had played at this one bar called the Sequoia Club, and it was in Tulare. It used to be a gay bar, and then it wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
But there were still people from the gay times that would still come in.
Yeah.
I had one of them rub her hand all the way up my shirt. That was how I found out it was once a gay bar.
Okay.
Anyway, so the bartender started having fun with us.
Yeah.
And so Lisa and I would split a short Long Island.
Okay.
And we'd each have a straw. We'd go 1, 2, 3, go. And we were fine because we were splitting it. Well, the bartender decided it wasn't as much fun as he thought. So there were a couple of times that he plugged the straws with he poked it through an olive.
Oh gosh.
So Lisa got the plugged straw and I got the regular straw.
Oh no.
And we go 1, 2, 3, go. And I just started sucking and I'm looking at her kind of quizzically as I'm still sucking this drink down. And she's looking at me quizzically too, watching this drink go down. And within about 10 minutes, I was just up there on the stage, just doing like this, oh crap. The only time that we ever were allowed to get wild and crazy was we used to always play the Springville Inn on New Year's.
Oh gosh.
And they would send up 4 bottles of champagne.
Oh my.
And every year, we had a couple that was in the band, and every year they'd have a pregnancy.
Oh my gosh.
All our kids are in the same birth.
Oh my Lord. At least I can say none of my kids were conceived on that time frame.
There you go.
That's hilarious.
Oh, that was funny. There were some great times. I mean, we met some amazing people. We met a sheriff's officer from Tulare.
Okay.
And he started following us everywhere. He was kind of our security when we needed it. And he ended up buying everybody jackets that said Canyon Creek Band on them.
Okay.
And the 2 kids that we had at the time had little teeny tiny sweatshirts that said Canyon Creek Band on them, and they were so proud of their shirts. But it was people like that following. Oh, we had a huge following.
Yeah.
This is a town of so much talent and so many places that it's a whole different ballgame here.
It is.
It's hard. It's tough to get your feet in the door.
Yeah, it is like a goldfish in a piranha tank.
never heard it put that way, but yes.
It really is. Like
Yeah.
there is such amazing talent in this area, and like it's kind of funny when somebody's like, "Oh, is there even music out there?" I'm like, yeah. Like it's ridiculous the amount. I shouldn't say ridiculous, but there is such a mass talent here that nobody's seeing.
Between Omaha, Sioux City, and here.
Yeah.
And Brookings.
Oh yeah. Like huge. There's so much talent all over, and like they're just not being recognized for it. And at least Sioux Falls, like there's so many venues that are open to music, which is we're grateful for. But again, there's too much talent. Like oddly, there's too many talent to fill both. Like there's too much. Like they don't even have enough venues to fill for it.
And then if they have a favorite, then they're going to come back, which kind of closes the door on others. It's a real. You have to be tactical about everything.
Yes, but I also think that like Rome, so the restaurant Rome is very particular. Because like I've tried, like I'm like, hey, I've got other talent, like you need to fill, and then like I all of a sudden see new talent pop up in there, and like you told me you weren't taking new clients, make you a little,
yeah.
So it's like, what's their tactic? Because I'm like, I don't get it.
I would love to get into that bin.
201?
201.
Yeah, but they charge for cover.
It's never unfull.
I know, but they charge a cover. So I want to understand, like, there's more to that one that I want to understand. But yes, I agree. But I think it's more of a band. There's not a solo act.
Oh, no. We'd have to have a band. I wanted to play there 2.5 years ago.
Speaking of that, remind me later. I got to show you a Facebook post that somebody's looking for a female country rocker. Ow! So
right.
I was like, hey, I have a client. I'll show her the post and she'll message you.
Nice.
If she's interested. So,
nice.
But we're out of time.
All right. Always a pleasure being with you, Tasha. You've become a great friend and just thank you for getting me out there and challenging me to always do something new.
Yes. I thank you for taking the feedback.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, there's some people who struggle hearing feedback, so I appreciate you taking that feedback and not taking it personally, but taking it from a standpoint like, I do go out, I do that research for you guys to make sure that you guys are better equipped when we are presenting ourselves everywhere we're going for that. So it's not out of being ill intent, it's to make you hit that next level in that area. So that's kind of where I try to do that research for you guys. Especially when somebody's like, hey, I want to be here. And I'm like, it's not your wheelhouse.
Yeah.
And that's kind of those pieces. It's like understanding who you guys are and what that venue is to better place you.
Well, I think what hubby and I are going to do, just as soon as it kind of cools down a little bit, we're going to take just a walk through all the streets downtown, go into all of these pubs and places just to see them because there's so much, and I don't spend a lot of time downtown.
Yeah, like I said, I always say it wrong. It's either hello, hi, or hi, hello. You'll love
hello,
that
hi. Hello, hi.
Yeah, I always say it wrong. But yeah, you'll love that one. 100%. But thank you for joining me on Patio Talk.
Thank you for always having me. That makes me feel good.
Yeah, hopefully we get more for the Jane session next week.
Yeah.
I'll post that this week for next week.
And I'll post too.
This one's just snuck up on me like hardcore. All of a sudden I'm like, shit.
Well,
it's not very night.
You know, with the more of us that you have on your plate, the more work you have to do. And
yeah, it's our numbers 10 out. I think that's not even accurate.
Well, you got 4 nights a week to listen to music and
I've cut that down actually. It's 2 now. I was hitting 2 nights a week. I was hitting almost 5 to 6 venues each night.
Yeah.
It was a lot.
It's homework.
A lot. And so
this is why you've made it a year.
I know. Like I said, it's not a lot of work. It's a lot. It's exhausting. Like I still work a full-time job doing it, taking on the podcast and running CG and
you know what you have going for you? You're still young. And
I'm almost 40.
But your kids are grown now that to the point where you don't have to. Well, it's a beautiful thing. They're always going to need mom. Everybody always needs mom.
I hope so, because I got an 18-year-old who doesn't like me right now. I have a 16-year-old who's going back to his dad in a week. I got a 9-year-old and a 12-year-old. They're pretty self-sufficient, but they do come at least say hi and give me hugs.
Yeah.
And anytime they need anything else, they come and ask mom. Like, the day I had a puppy eye and I was like, you need eye drops. She's like, okay, you're doing it. And I was like, oh, great. Her ear was infected. Mom, you're cleaning it. No. Dad can't do that. No, only you.
Moms do everything. You know, we clean the poop, we do the laundry. Although in my house, I'm not normal. I have a husband who does a lot of that stuff because he wants to give me the opportunity for my body to be good.
Yeah.
And some types of labor we get kind of tough. So.
Yeah.
But he's awesome.
I'm solo. So, that's all me.
Yeah.
Fine. The life I chose, as everybody will say.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
He knew I was a clutterer when he met me. And I live up to my reputation. I know exactly where every piece of crap is in my room.
Isn't that funny? Like, as soon as the kids clean, I'm like, where did this go? It was sitting right here. And they're like, we put it here. I'm like, that's not where it goes. I can't find it there.
Well, my husband laughs and he'll go, how did you run a big, complicated business? You did it not once, but a whole bunch of times. And you can't get organized at home. I said, that's the thing. You get the auto mechanic who works at the job. He doesn't want to work on his cars on the weekend.
No.
He's going to go back to that on Monday.
Yep.
So I said it's kind of the same thing.
Yep.
I'd like a housekeeper.
I
can't honestly ever justify one because I'm retired.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah.
I want one because I can't get down to do all those things.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, my sister and I got hired by the lady that lived down the street from us. Very heavy woman.
Okay.
Always, my mother used to make moo-moos for her.
Oh.
But she could dust the top stuff, but she couldn't get underneath the chairs. So Janet and I would go down there every weekend, and we'd each get 2 quarters.
Aw. Big money back then.
Oh yeah, it was. It really was.
You bought a pop with that.
I could buy a comic book.
Oh my.
And a pop. Heck, when I started driving, gas was 23 cents a gallon.
Yeah, I just filled up at like $2.98.
I had to buy gas. I went to Norfolk, Nebraska.
Yeah.
And when I came back, I couldn't find a place that had regular unleaded gas.
Oh.
So I had to buy the Supreme Unleaded for $3.67 a gallon.
Yeah.
In a 1973 Monte Carlo that holds about 24 gallons.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah, just a little bit.
But she drives like a bat out of hell.
Yes, she does. I know we watched you last week.
I heard the woo.
Yeah.
Anyway, Tasha, thank you for always having me.
Thank you for always
my
being
friend.
there in support. Well, absolutely. That's what this is. It's a family at this
It
point.
is.
Yeah.
It is.
We'll get more
It's
of our
the
family
Chevy
here.
Girl family.
It is. Well, I call it CG because Chevy Girl's a lot to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is the Chevy Girl family.
Yeah.
We are making it. Yeah. So thank you and stay unscripted. Woo!
Good job.